Alright, Noodleheads, we're about to dive deep into the OG instant noodles that have taken over the planet. From dorm rooms to food trucks, Indomie's got the sauce, literally. But have you ever wondered how this magical pack of noodles is actually made? Spoiler alert, it's just as epic as you're imagining. Let's roll up our sleeves and get down to some serious noodle biz. And hey, here's a quick question for all my instant noodle fans out there. Are you team soup or team dry? It's a debate as old as time. Or like since the 80s anyway. I mean, you can't go wrong with that rich, savory broth. Classic. But the dry noodles, that Mi Goreng magic is a whole different level. Let us know in the comments if you're more about the slurp or the stir. Whatever you pick though, we've got you covered. Also, pro tip. If you're not already boiling a pot of water while watching this, you're doing it wrong. Seriously, get those noodles ready because we're about to make you hungry. Picture this. It's 1972 in Indonesia, a time when instant food was just starting to hit the market. Some culinary genius decided, why not create a noodle that's as quick as it is delicious? And just like that, Indomie was born. The name itself is a mashup of Indo for Indonesia and Mi meaning noodles. Simple yet iconic. Fast forward to the 1980s. This is when the Mi Goreng flavor exploded onto the scene. And let me tell you, it was a game changer. No soup, just straight up fried noodles? The world was officially in love. It was like a flavor party in your mouth and everyone was invited. Picture this. Late night cravings, friends gathered around, and a steaming plate of Mi Goreng making its way to the table. It became the ultimate comfort food. But here's the thing, it wasn't just about the taste. Mi Goreng had the vibe. It was quick, cheap, and tasty, which pretty much checks every box in the late night snack survival guide. Plus, with a flavor profile that hits sweet, spicy, savory, and everything in between, it felt like a whole meal wrapped up in a pack. You could totally serve it at a 5-star restaurant and no one would bat an eyelid. Well, maybe they would, but you know what I mean. Here's a noodle flex for you. By the time the 90s hit, Indomie was no longer just an Indonesian thing, it was a global obsession. You had folks from Nigeria to Australia, from Singapore to the USA, all crushing on this humble pack of noodles. Some were legit shipping it across borders just to get their fix. It was like the original viral food trend before TikTok even knew what viral meant. By the 2000s, Indomie was pulling some serious numbers. 15 billion packs a year kind of numbers. Like, that's enough to feed the entire world twice. And let's talk about the cultural phenomenon this noodle has become. In Nigeria, it's not just noodles, it's a lifestyle. There are full-on festivals, street vendors perfecting their noodle game, and even Indomie fan clubs. Yeah, you heard that right, noodle fans. This stuff is the Beyonce of the instant noodle world. And if you're wondering how Indomie has stayed so relevant for so long, it's because they've kept things spicy, literally and figuratively. New flavors, global collaborations, you name it. Whether you're grabbing a quick snack between Zoom meetings or leveling up your ramen game at home, Indomie has been there, slaying the noodle game for decades. Just like your favorite meme, it never gets old. Okay, so now that we've drooled over Indomie's epic backstory, let's break down how it's actually made. Spoiler alert, it all starts with some basic ingredients. Yep, good old wheat flour is at the heart of those delicious noodles. But Indomie doesn't stop at the basics, oh no. They're tossing in a secret spice blend that is so well guarded, it might as well have its own security team. Now, the flour isn't just any random flour. Nope, this is high quality stuff because, let's be honest, you need a solid foundation for a noodle as iconic as Indomie. Then comes the spice mix, a crazy blend of chili, garlic, onion, and a few secret spices we're probably never going to figure out. But that's okay, right? Some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved. Now here's where it gets interesting. Indomie switches up the flavors depending on where you are in the world. The noodles you're slurping down in Lagos, they've got a different flavor profile than the ones in Singapore. You like it spicy, sweet, a little of both? They've got you covered. It's like they're saying, "We see you, noodle lovers, and we're here to make your taste buds happy no matter where you are." All right, now that we've got all those ingredients ready to go, it's time for the real fun, mixing it up. Giant industrial mixers are on deck, working like crazy to whip that flour and water into dough. And this isn't your grandpa's dough either. This stuff has to be stretchy enough to hold up, but still soft enough to slurp. It's all about that balance, people. I mean, imagine the sheer volume of dough we're talking about here, enough to supply the billions of packs sold around the globe. These industrial mixers are basically doing CrossFit-level workouts, crushing out dough for all of us noodle lovers. So next time you're in the kitchen mixing up a batch of cookies, just remember, it's basically what Indomie does on a massive global scale. Now here's where things really start to come together. That stretchy dough gets sliced and shaped into noodles, the squiggly, iconic Indomie blocks we know and love. There's something so satisfying about watching those perfect noodle shapes get cut. It's like, yep, this is where the magic begins. Next up, steam. These noodles are basically getting a spa treatment. They take a little steam bath to lock in all that stretchy goodness. This isn't just for fun though. The steaming step is critical because it helps the noodles keep their shape when you eventually cook them up at home. Ever wonder why Indomie doesn't go all mushy when you boil it? This is why. After their luxury steam treatment, these noodles are looking fresh. But we're not done yet. The real MVP move? They take a deep dive into a pool of hot oil. Yeah, that's right, fried noodles. It's what gives Indomie that unbeatable texture. You know the one, slightly crunchy but soft when cooked, the perfect balance. Can we talk about how genius this is for a second? Frying the noodles means they're basically pre-cooked, which is why they take like 2 minutes to whip up when you're in a rush. Efficiency at its finest. Also, let's be real. Who doesn't love a little bit of fried action in their food? Everything tastes better with a bit of that golden, crispy goodness. Quick noodle trivia for you. This frying method is one of the reasons why instant noodles have such a long shelf life. They're like the apocalypse snack we all need. So while the world might end, your Indomie stash is ready to ride out in style. After their crispy oil bath, the noodles get a bit of a cool down. Because let's face it, even noodles need to chill sometimes. They roll down these super high-tech conveyor belts to cool off before getting that finishing touch, packaging. Now here's the part that's weirdly satisfying. Watching these little noodle blocks get neatly packed into their bright, colorful wrappers, it's like an ASMR dream come true. Let's take a moment to appreciate the seasoning packets though. Indomie really didn't come to play. You've got soy sauce, chili, fried onions, and that mysterious yet magical seasoning powder. These little packets pack a punch. They turn plain noodles into a legit flavor explosion. And if you're someone who saves the fried onions for last, you get it. Those crispy little bits are the ultimate finisher. Now, once those noodles and flavor bombs are packed up, it's go time. They're shipped off to stores all over the world, and the rest, my friends, is noodle history. Whether you're grabbing a pack for a late-night craving or trying to get creative with a noodle stir-fry, these little packs are the ultimate go-to. All right, noodleheads, now that you've got the behind-the-scenes scoop, let's talk about what really matters, eating Indomie. You can keep it classic with just the seasoning packet, but let's be real, where's the fun in that? The best part of Indomie is how customizable it is. Add an egg, toss in some veggies, or if you're feeling extra fancy, mix in some leftover chicken or tofu. Honestly, Indomie is like a blank canvas, and you're the artist. Here's the thing. Whether you like to jazz it up with some extra spice or keep it simple, there's no wrong way to enjoy these noodles. They're like a choose-your-own-adventure meal. Feeling extra daring? Try turning your Indomie into a stir-fry. Toss those noodles in a hot pan with some garlic, soy sauce, and whatever veggies you have lying around. Boom! Instant gourmet meal. It's noodle magic at its finest. And the creativity doesn't stop there. People have taken their Indomie game to new heights. We're talking Indomie burgers, sushi rolls, even noodle tacos. Yeah, it's wild, but it just works. Indomie has basically become the Leonardo da Vinci of instant noodles. Anything you can imagine, you can probably do with these bad boys. Now, let's talk about how Indomie went from being a local Indonesian staple to a global phenomenon. It's not just a quick snack. For millions of people around the world, it's a cultural icon. In Indonesia, it's practically a national treasure, a daily go-to meal that's been bringing people together for decades. You'll find it everywhere, from roadside rungs, street stalls, to high-end restaurants doing fancy twists on the OG Mi Goreng. It's not just food, it's part of the culture. But here's where things get wild. Indomie didn't just stay in Southeast Asia, it blew up in places you'd never expect, like Nigeria. Yeah, Nigeria is one of the biggest consumers of Indomie outside of Indonesia. It's not just a snack, it's practically its own food group over there. You've got street vendors slinging plates of Indomie with eggs, veggies, chicken, sausages, the works. Indomie's popularity has become so huge that it's even influenced the local food culture. And this isn't just a side hustle either. There are Indomie-only food trucks and pop-ups dedicated to serving up the best noodle dishes. It's like the burger craze of the 90s, but spicier, literally. People over there are getting creative with how they serve it, making Indomie an essential part of Nigerian street food culture. I mean, we're talking next-level flavor bombs, all built on that simple, humble noodle block. But it's not just Indonesia and Nigeria, it's the world. College students in the US swear by it. It's a late-night hero when the munchies hit. In Europe, it's a comfort food for immigrants missing home. And in Asia, it's a reminder of childhood, a taste of nostalgia wrapped up in that perfect, iconic packaging. Basically, Indomie isn't just a meal, it's a global culture. And there you have it. Everything you didn't know you needed to know about Indomie. From the fields of wheat to your late-night snack stash, these noodles have been killing it for decades, and they're showing no signs of stopping. If you're obsessed with instant noodles like we are, make sure to subscribe to Gourmet Assembly for more deep dives into your favorite foods. Seriously though, hit that like button if you learned something new today. Or if you're just craving some noodles right now, share this video with your friends so you can all bond over your love of Indomie. And remember, when it comes to instant noodles, there's Indomie, and then there's everything else. Keep slurping, stay hungry, and we'll see you next time on Gourmet Assembly.